If you want to date me, properly ask me to be your girlfriend. Today's episode was hot. So apparently, after the house, Frodd was playing safe. Okay. Welcome to today's episode of Keeping Up with the BBNAIJA housemates. That's my new name for this series till they are done with their reunion. Because at this point, it is no more a reunion. So I'm going to call it Keeping Up with the BBNAIJA housemates. Apparently, this week is for all the love triangles or quadrangles or as much as you can get. Today, they handled Frodd and Esther, Frodstar for short, and they handled Omashola and Kimopra. To be honest, I don't know what the other people were doing there because they didn't really say anything throughout. So I feel like any episode where you know that those people, other people are not going to be involved, just tell them to just go and relax because Mercy did not say a word. Who else was even there? I didn't really notice other people that were there, but yeah. So before we go on, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on your post notifications, drop a comment, and all the good stuff. So Ebuka started by asking Esther, when did this whole Frodd and Esther ship start selling, or when did it happen for her? Because you know how it was at the beginning of the house now. Esther wasn't feeling Frodd at all. Like, she was completely not feeling Frodd. So Ebuka asked her when did this happen, and she was like, there was one time they were in the kitchen and there was these glasses that Big Brother gave them in the house. So Frodd was wearing the glasses and she just looked at him and she was like, this guy is cute too. And that's where it began for her. That's when she started liking him. So Ebuka asked Frodd the same question, and Frodd was like, when he got into the house, Esther was the first person that he got close to. That he got close to her because she chose him as a big brother. There was a task they gave them at the beginning of the show to like pick somebody that they are going to be called big brother to them. The person will be asking them questions and stuff at the beginning of the show. So Esther picked Frodd as her big brother, and during that their communication, he just found out that there are lots of things about her that he liked. He found out that she's a very conservative person, and she shared some things with him. So for him, that's when the whole bonding started. Then when Nelson left the house, he noticed that she was quite sad, and he just decided to get close to her again, because before Nelson went, she was straight with him about just wanting to be friends and everything. So he respected his space. When Nelson now left, he now came, and decided to take over. So that's their own story of how it started with Esther and how it started with Frodd. People kind of asked them what is happening now. We're more concerned about what's happening now. And Frodd was like, there are certain things that made the relationship go south, external forces. I don't know if it's village people, but it was more like there are certain things that happened outside the house, the dynamics of things outside the house that made them to separate, and that for him, he wants transparency, and maybe Esther wasn't really giving him that. And this was the part where Esther came in and said, if you want to date me, come straight and ask me. I've even forgotten the quotes that I said at the beginning, but basically she was saying that if he wants to date her, he should be straight with her and ask her out, which he didn't do according to Esther. Then Frodd now brought up where he asked her out. According to him, he said at Transcorp Hilton in Dubai, he asked her out, which she said it didn't happen. But according to him, that was still the same time that he started being careful. He started looking at things from a weird angle, that there's something she did there that he did not like, that they had a dinner on the 28th floor or whatever it is, and then she came and she was not dressed like somebody that's going for a dinner with somebody that she supposedly likes, and she didn't really dress up for it. Maybe she was just looking very normal, and that was a turn off for him, that he didn't like what she did. So the whole saga that happened in the Transcorp Kini wasn't straightforward, and I think that's where they started to drift apart, because according to them, before that trip or during that trip, they were very much okay. Then Esther said that she had always liked Frodd, because Ebuka asked her about her liking, how it started, or whether it was genuine, because a lot of people were doubting their friendship or her likeness for him. She said she always liked him, or when she started liking him, the likeness was true, the likeness was genuine, and after the house, she liked him more. Like when she came out of the house, she liked him more, but she always knew that she liked him in the house. And when she came out, it grew. So there was no fake zone there. People kind of asked Jackie what she thinks about their friendship or their relationship. And Jackie was like, for her, the way she perceived it in the house was that Esther did not really like Frodd, that she just felt like Esther didn't really like Frodd, and she was of the opinion that Frodd should just leave Esther and move on. That was her own opinion of what's happening in the house. But that right now, after the outside the house, she doesn't know what's up with them. She has probably not been keeping up with them, so she doesn't know what is happening with them. So there's something else that Esther said that she didn't like. That there are things that she told Frodd in confidence that she now heard outside, and she just felt like she couldn't trust him, and that was a turn off for her. Then Frodd now came in. I was like, oh, these are minor issues that happened between us. That the main thing that might have caused the fight was, her not being transparent with him, and that there were times where they'll have an outing, or they'll have a party or have a dinner, that Esther will come with a posh car. That when he came out of the house, he didn't have so much. He was uh would I say he was trying to insinuate that he didn't have so much money, or maybe he was kind of broke when he came out of the house. Then there was Esther that would come in a posh car and everything. So Ebuka was now asking him that, what does he mean? Is he trying to say that her success outside the house was intimidating him, or what? He was like, no, that it didn't really have anything to do with that. But for him, he felt like she was not being transparent with him, that Esther has some upper people. I mean, she has people giving her money in the upper echelon. Let me look for the exact way he said that statement. He now said that Esther has some friends in the upper echelon. So probably he was insinuating that she has people that give her money, and she was not being transparent with him about it. And he was hearing things. Oh, this is where Esther now caught in. I was like, what does he mean by that? What is he trying to say? Is he trying to that she knows what he's trying to insinuate, that he's not going to do that here, that he understands everything. I mean, he did not ask her about it, that if he felt a certain way about those things, that why didn't he talk about it, that he should not come online and insinuate what he's trying to insinuate, that he should stop it there, he should stop it right there. So this is where she just became furious and stuff. In fact, she was shouting most of the time during the reconciliation. Like after Frodd said his own part and she just came in, they were now shouting. She was like, he should mention the exact time that this happened. And I was like, he cannot remember the date, or that is he a calendar or what? Like he's remembering the exact date. So she said he should not insinuate what he's trying to insinuate. So basically, Frodd was trying to let us know that things they go on, things they really go on. And I feel like it's not something he should have said. He shouldn't have said that on I don't know, he shouldn't have said that. It just came across like he's trying to say that she's being pimped, or I don't know. It just came across like she had people that were giving her money, sugar daddy vibes. It just passed the wrong vibes, and that's basically what that statement was trying to insinuate. I feel like he shouldn't have said that, or because it was offensive to her, especially if that's not what it is, or even if it's what it is, it's not something you now come and be saying, especially if it's somebody that you have something to do with. And she wasn't just happy with what he was saying, because let's just leave that one for them. Esther was angry at it, and she was like, this whole Frodd's defensive attitude that he used to display in the house, that she did not experience it while she was in the house. That's when she came out, that all the things that the other housemates had been complaining about, she's now started experiencing her own when she came out of the house. So it just made her question her decision about liking Frodd. Like, oh, does she really like this guy, or does she really want to be with this guy? He just became that person that people were describing in the house to her. Because in the house, Frodd was a very, very sweet guy. And I feel like outside the house, Frodd now started being careful. Maybe he would have heard things. People would have, tried to call him to order, like, why you just moving for this babe anyhow? And then he now started becoming more careful, like the way he was following Esther. So, me, I feel like what just happened with them is, Esther is hot, and when you come out from Big Brother Ninja house, different eyes on you. You know, people are ready to do different things for you. Maybe, you know, some people have been sponsoring her with money, because that's what happens with most of the girls. They just have people that willingly want to give you things, especially the ladies. The guys don't really have that luxury. Just some guys. For the ladies, you just have people that want to give you things, whether with motives or not with motives. You just have people. So you just be balling when you come out of the house compared to the guys. Most of the guys come out and they don't have that luck of just getting help randomly. So you come out, if you did not have money before you got into the house, you will still be broke, except you get like brand deals and stuff. So I think that's part of what broke that relationship, and that's part of what breaks most of the relationships when you come out of the house. You know, when you come out of the house, you just face with different things. You're now famous. Handling it's kind of difficult. So for them, the way they were explaining their matter was just confusing me at some point. I didn't know where they were driving at, so Ebuka even got tired and left their matter. They now moved on to Kim Opera and Omashola. Their own matter to nothing serious. Apparently, they quarreled the Monday before they came for the reunion, and I felt like it wasn't something that Ebuka needed to talk about. They had said that okay, they were cool. Ebuka was asking them, what's up now, what's this thing they go on, because in the house they were trying to get close, and Kim was like she doesn't really know where they stand right now. At first she said she didn't want to talk about it. Ebuka was now saying, okay, are you guys cool? She was like, they're not cool right now, but she didn't want to talk about it. He was like, why don't you want to talk about it? She was like, she don't want to talk about it. Now Ebuka was like, okay, don't tell us what happened, but tell us why you don't want to talk about it. How do you tell us why you don't want to talk about it without actually telling us what you don't want to talk about? So she was just saying that there are things that he does that he does regularly, and she's always like correcting him about it, but he doesn't take correction. That he's kind of selfish, self-centered. Yeah, self-centered was the word that she used. That he's kind of self-centered, and he tends to put himself first all the time. And then if she's putting somebody first and he's not putting her first, that somehow like more like he's not listening to what she's saying about him, and he's not making efforts to change. Then they asked for Mashallah. Mashallah was like they just had an issue like on Monday or so, and he tried to reach out to her via text several times, and she wasn't responding. She said she didn't want to talk to him, and she was not like, you don't reach out to me like that, you know, that the manner in which he reached out wasn't right. That why didn't he come to her, that he knows where she is and stuff. It was like he couldn't go to her now because she was in a place where there were many people. So their matter was just like a small quarrel that happened. Apparently it happened before they came for the reunion. So it now happened to be that it was a ship that was shaky. But I think they are in a good space. Omashola was like he wants Kim, that he knows what he wants. Ebuka was like, what do you want? He said, I know what I want. Ebuka said, do you want Kim? He said, I know what I want. Ebuka kept on asking, okay, you want Kim? Ebuka, the person that gave me this work, that person is not trying. So he was not like, yeah, that he wants Kim. Like Omashola was not like he wants Kim, and Kim knows that he wants her. First, she wants him. Kim knows that he wants her, and he's ready to do everything. Like, in fact, he can even kneel down here and like apologize. He was not trying to go and kneel down, and Kim was like, no, 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 no. She was just laughing about it, Jerry. Their matter is not serious, but I think they are a thing. They are dating. Although Omashola was like he wants to give her some space, like he doesn't want to be all up in her face, because you know, for him, he has gotten to the age where he has started thinking of marriage, but he doesn't want to rush her into it, because for her, she has a lot going on, and she's still trying to pursue her dreams and everything. So he doesn't want to now use the whole idea of the fact that because he's ready, he now want to be pressurizing her to, you know, the whole married talk. So he's taking it easy, but in my opinion, I feel like they have a thing. They are probably dating. Kim is always with the Majola now, so I think they have a thing. They are dating or whatever it is. So we have more couples now. Most of the people that are not happening in their houses now that we are saying that they're happening. So Kim and Mashola, okay. So basically, that's all that happened on tonight's reunion show. Let me know what you think about today's show. Yeah, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Bye. Love you.